Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome to a new week of e-learning. This morning for math, we're going to go over a strategy to help you solve money word problems. When we solve word problems, we can use the cube strategy to help us solve the problems. And what cubes means is cubed has a list of directions. So C means to circle the numbers, U means to underline a question, B, box the keywords, E, pull out an equation, and S, solve and check your answers. So let's look at a word problem and let's use cubes to help us solve. This says Tim has 4 nickels and 3 quarters. How many cents does Tim have? Well, the first thing that I need to do is circle the numbers. So I know that he has 4 nickels and he has 3 quarters. Next, I need to underline my question. So when I do that, the question is, how many cents does Tim have? So here I don't necessarily have any keywords. Those were my nickels and my quarters. So I'm just going to box. I have nickels, I have quarters, and a keyword here also would be how many cents. So that tells me I need to add up the total amount of money. So here, I'm not really going to do an equation because I need to use money to help me with this. So I'm going to go to the website that's posted on the slide, and I'm going to pull out 4 nickels, and I'm going to pull out 3 quarters. Now, we can count all of this to find the value. And when I count to find the value, I can use Harry Money to help me out with this. So remember, with Harry Money, you count by 5s until you get to the value. So I know that nickels are worth 5. So 5, only 1 hair. 5, 1 hair, 1 hair. Quarters are worth 25 cents. I need to count by 5s until I get to 25 to figure out how many hairs are on the quarter. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So a quarter has 5 hairs. Oh no, where is my thing? Because I need to pause it. Sorry about that, boys and girls. So we know that quarters have 5 hairs, so I will draw 5 more hairs on each quarter. Now, when I count money, I should start with the coins with the highest value. I can see my quarters are worth more. Each hair means I'm going to count by 5. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95. So I know that I have 95 cents. And I could check that because 3 quarters is 75, 4 is 20, and if I add them together, I'm going to get 95 cents. But hairy money is going to be the best strategy for you to use here. So let's look at another problem. This problem says, when Andy cleaned out his pockets, he found 5 dimes, 6 pennies, and 1 nickel. How much money does Andy have? Well, I know I need to circle my numbers. I have 5, I have 6, and I have 1. Now I need to underline the question. How much money does Andy have? So I'm going to underline that because I want to know how much money he has. Now I need to box clue words. My clue words here I have dimes, I have pennies, and I have a nickel. And it's asking how much, which tells me I need to add to find the total amount of money. So I'm going to use my website to help me. And I know by looking at my word problem that I have 5 dimes. So here's my dimes. I'm going to get out 5 of them. I have 6 pennies. And I have 1 nickel. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to order my coins in order by greatest value to smallest value. I know dimes are worth more nickels than pennies. And again, I need to add them all together. So I'm going to use my hairy money to help me out here. Remember, we count by 5s until we get to the total value of a coin. A dime is worth 10 cents, so I'm going to count by 5s until I get to 10. 5, 10. So now I know that dimes have 2 hairs. So I'm going to draw 2 hairs on all of my dimes. Now my nickel is worth 5 cents, so I'm going to count by 5s until I get to 5. 5. Nickels have 1 hair. Now pennies are worth 1 cent, which means I'm not going to get to 5s. So to show that I'm just going to count by 1s, I'm going to draw freckles on all of my pennies. Now I can count all of my hairs by 5s and all of my freckles by 1s, and that should tell me how much money Andy had in his pockets. Let's count that together. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Okay, so there's 50. Now I'm going to continue counting by 5s. I have 50, 55. So I have 5 cents here. 55. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cents. So if I wanted to add all that up, or just use my 5s and my 1s. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61 cents. I can check my answer by adding the values. 50 plus 5 is 55. Then if I add 6 more, I'm going to get 61. So now I know that Andy has 61 cents. Let's look at one more problem together before you practice some problems on your own. Nate has 6 dimes and 3 nickels and 9 pennies. How much money does Nate have? I know I need to circle my numbers, so I'm going to circle 6 dimes. I'm going to circle 3 nickels, and I'm going to circle 9 pennies. Now, the next step is to underline the question. How much money does Nate have? I need to box the keywords here. My keywords would be how much. How much tells me I am adding. So I need to add up all of my money for Nate. So Nate had 6 dimes. So we're going to get 6 dimes. Looking at my problem, he had 6 nickels. So we're going to come and get 6 nickels. And he had 9 pennies. So I'm going to get 9 pennies. Now again, I'm going to use my hairy money strategy here. I count by 5s until I get to the value. Dimes are worth 10 cents. I need to count by 5s until I get to 10. 5, 10. Dimes have 2 hairs each. So I'm going to continue drawing 2 hairs on all of my dimes to make counting money just a little bit easier. Nickels are worth 5 cents. I'm going to count by 5s until I get to 5. 5. So nickels each get 1 hair. So I'm going to draw 1 hair on all of my nickels. Pennies are worth 1 cent, which means we can't count by 5. So we're going to draw freckles to show that we're counting by ones. Now we can go through and we can count by 5s for all of our hairs and 1s for all of our freckles. So let's do that together. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90. Now counting by ones, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99. So Nate had 99 cents. And that, boys and girls, is how you can use the cube strategy and Harry